Hello, today is May the 1st. May Day. And Mayday, Mayday, Trump's going down. Um, but happy May. My name in Latvian, which is Baltic country, means the month of May and the connections to spring, that kind of thing. So, no, I wasn't born in the month of May, but my dad was. But they just like the name. So, my name is pronounced Maya, in case anyone is curious. Maya. The J is silent. Anywho, I wanted to look at. I've got my list for requests, but I wanted to do a reading on something that I've wanted to look at. I guess my own request list for myself. Maybe I need to make one. Was I want to look at if there's going to be a new time with this new era that we are now entering. I feel like a lot more people are going to be coming included at the table that haven't felt like they've been included. And I'm sure that will not be done or occur without some bumps along the way, of course. But I also want to look at, because I don't know about you. Okay, I'm clearly a white person, but I'm really tired. If you may have feel the same way, my daughter actually feels the same way, which kind of, it was nice to have that confirmation. But anyway, get to it, Maya. Of where you get tired of seeing the same type of person constantly represented in the arts, the screen, what feeds the societal mind artistically, who's being represented and who doesn't get it. I definitely hope and pray that this era will bring us more, not just more, but an equal voice from minorities. We're the ones that you kind of like, we're like the wallpaper. So, and that means people of color, people with disabilities, and we've started, and people in the LGBTQIA community. If there's one thing that annoys me, it's, like, I'm going to just speak about film for a minute. When I'm watching a film as a disabled person, and as a overall human being, it annoys me when there's plenty of really disabled actors out there that never ever get a chance because they're going to use a high profile person playing the role of someone that is disabled or whatever the case may be. I really think, and it's more than about time that minorities are portraying themselves, okay? Come on, filmmakers. Don't go to all this effort to make, just because they're a big name. Take a chance. Take a chance if you're doing auditions, whatever, and hire someone that actually is from that minority group. That would be refreshing. I hate seeing someone, honestly, okay, that isn't disabled portraying someone disabled. Same thing always has been, like where films are concerned. Somebody that's not indigenous playing an indigenous person makes me crazy. I just no. That yes, that you heard me just take my hands to my face and just like pull my features away. Um, while there have been actors that have done a good job, it's a thorn that remains on my side, and I think many minorities' side. We want more women, and not just as objects of desire, but or this masculine acceptance of badass. We want women that are badass in the way that women feel is badass, not on a masculine scale. Um, we want to represent ourselves. Indigenous people want to represent themselves, and they should. Oh my God, I'm tired of seeing so many white people. Yes, I said that. I want more diversity. I want more diversity in film and arts. Because there's such a treasure trove and so much we can learn, and we will become more enlightened, and culturally we can change and implement change that has long been needed. So I know it sounds like it's just a film. No, no, no. It's social consciousness, and it matters what it's fed. And so I think I just want to put that out there. Okay, now that I've let you know where I'm going, I'm going to read. And I wanted to read, and I'd like to read on various different minorities, but today I'm going to look at Indigenous filmmakers and artists. And if we see a resurgence, I just need to bear with me. My cards went flying everywhere. I want to see if we're looking at a time when finally for them, because I think would be a very good platform, obviously, for them to be able to share their perspective in a very unique and deep and touching way. And it does matter, folks, that it's not a level playing field. You're not getting a variety. You're not getting much in the way, and we haven't for a long time with that representation. You know, and that it matters. It does matter. So I'm going there. Yes, I am. I think it would be super cool if we saw a new time where people of color, that includes Indigenous people, really getting involved, like in art and film, theater, the whole smorgasbord, folks. And we, lucky folks, get to sit back and be the audience and say, oh, did I come away with something new here that I didn't consider before? Oh, that, you know, I think that's terribly exciting. And I really want to see that. I really want to see how the arts in general, but also with certain minorities in mind, how it looks like things will go. I don't read reverse cards. I can read them if they come up, and I will do that, but I don't like to shuffle them all reversed up in every which way, because what I find is that I'll get too many that are upside down. And I don't like all that. It's not how my brain reads. Sometimes it's helpful to me. That's just some readers, that's how we roll. Every reader is different, and that's really cool. Diversity, folks. It's refreshing. We need it. Okay, so I want to look at the Indigenous arts, people involved in the Indigenous arts and the Indigenous art community, multimedia, film, and theater, and I'm talking everything. Okay, so universe. I'm asking the ancestors and the spirit of the tarot, the spirit of wisdom and truth, and the spirit of the arts. What can you share with us? Do we have some new, really interesting times ahead art-wise, where we see people that didn't have great chance at using platforms to express themselves and so on and so forth? Will we see a time of flourishing for Indigenous people in film and various means of the arts? We see now ahead of us, or not just ahead of us, but within our steps, a flourishing of Indigenous people in film and the arts in general. So I'm asking the ancestors, I'm asking the spirit of truth and justice, I'm asking the spirit of the arts for the truth and to help me accurately interpret and relay their message. Okay. I always get butterflies because it's like, I'm just the messenger. I hope I got this right. And there's always a chance that I don't completely. I'm a human being. I have bias. I'm a flawed machine. But I try my best. And some days are off. You know, I have them. And some days I'm on fire. I just got that song. I grew up in the 70s, and I just remember, I remember AM radio, folks. I remember TV that you were the remote. You had to, especially if you were a kid, you were the remote. But I was just thinking of that song. God, who did that one? Fire. And it was a funky song. I can hear it. I will not try and sing it because I can barely carry a whistle. My next life, I want to be able to sing. Oh my God. I don't know that I'd want to be a singer or anything, but I just as a hobby, I sound horrible. Oh, someone's coming in. Hang on. Okay, so I want to see if the Indigenous folks in the arts have a new time of flourishing ahead. All right. I'm going to lay this area down as present, and I'm going to do 4 across, 4 to 6 across, and I'm going to read horizontally and vertically. Getting ahead of myself, getting all fancy. Gonna need the pointer stick. And our Ukrainian spirit bearer, Sorry, folks. See, does that help? Some folks have been very curious. And those of us who are older or younger with poor eyesight, like myself, I completely understand why you weren't sure what it was. But this guy came, or gal came all the way from the Ukraine. It was handmade, hand painted, and I feel like this bears a male, personally. And yeah, Ukrainian. Okay. I had hoped that that would. That's better. Very. Oh. Okay. Ready. Onward with the. That's very cold light though. Reading. I want to see. Now, in this way, actually, the past or present, if you will actually be up here. Because when I lay the next row, it'll go across here. Okay? And that will be more of the time that we're going into. I don't know that I can get 3. We'll see. Okay. The Lovers. And this question, again, to recap, is on will the Indigenous community see a time, go into a time where they're really finally flourishing. It's not that they haven't flourished, they flourish, but they just can't get the attention, can't get their, there isn't a level playing field. So will they get more of a level playing field, and will we have see more of their artistic contributions being funded and being made public? So again, this is going to be the current time, okay? He says, I held that. Thank you. Yes, I just said thank you to a tiny. Okay, I said 4. Okay, I'm going to have to keep it to 4 because I cannot do 6. That's all right. We'll leave that extra space for a clarifier. Going into the future. Well, that's good to see. There is the sun. So I think there will be, just automatically there, a brighter light, a spotlight. And this shows the struggle, I believe, to try and get those works seen, funded. And it isn't still without great effort that they're putting forth. But I think finally, we're looking at some breakthrough in this new era for a long fought effort. I feel like it comes through, there's a male that comes through particularly strong in leading that. And I feel like my energy is being pulled this way. He could be like a director, writer. That energy is in there. Very creative. Great imagination. And we're definitely, Waitiki, and if I'm not saying his name right, I should be slapped. So, with Jojo Rabbit, he really, I think, been able to be punching some holes for Indigenous people. So this could be looking at more work through someone like him. But I still see that there's people still trying to break on through. It shows that currently there is a great deal of, I believe, stressors for people in the industry to get partnerships, to get some sort of help or aid, someone to help them get the publicity, the PR, and so on and so forth that they need as an actor or an artist for their work to be seen. Definitely. Here is the star card of getting more high profile, getting your work seen. And the Seven of Swords it's just been like your work gets stolen away from you. There's a feeling of that. Or the spotlight gets stolen away. And often, if I can say, I'm really tired of seeing roles where the lead and the main the main character is always white. That would be so nice, not only for accurate representation of the rest of us, Indigenous and otherwise. I'm not Indigenous, but I'm disabled. Like I said, I can understand from my own point of view how annoying this is. Not just annoying, but it makes you want to just throttle somebody. Please let us be represented and let us do it our own way and with fellow people who might be of the same minority we are, so that we can bring society an understanding that they desperately need. So I definitely see them having to contend with that. It's a real headache. It's a real headache. Lost sleepless nights and worry. Don't want to go there because I can easily just kind of pick up the energy a little. I'm very empathetic. So, but where I see positivity, but yet, as we go into this new era, they still will be, of course, kicking ass and taking names. I see perhaps more in the action line of films, but I sure hope it's not just stuck in that kind of thing. There's so much more story out there than just action films, adrenaline films. I say that as someone who has generalized anxiety and PTSD. I'm serious. Can we just have some storyline that, isn't, always like action oriented? I do like some action films, but I like psychological thrillers and that kind of thing. And I think that would be so cool to see more of that come out of the Indigenous community. That's just my personal selfish want. And not horror so much. I mean, there's some people that are great big horror fans. I'm more of I prefer more, honestly, myself, psychological thrillers where there isn't a lot of guts and gore that you're shown, but you are psychologically made and impacted to use your own imagination. That's cool. Anywho, I want to do another line here down at the bottom because I see some breakthrough happening here. That is super exciting. I see that with the sun, and I see that with the Ace of Swords. Clarity. Clarity with the sun, clearing away the bullshit. And I see a man here that's helping to lead that way, and it's still a bit of a struggle. There's still resistance that there will be coming up against, and a lot of it's ignorance, a lot of it's other people's fear, a lot of it's other people's greed, and that kind of crap that they've dealt with since we invaded their land. But look at this. This is super exciting when I look vertically here. And yeah, I like to see this. I also see comedies. Oh, through Indigenous comedy. That comes down, not comes down. It's there. It's going to be one of the things that I can feel comes into focus. Sun and the sword. Mental. The sword is mental, okay, is to do with the mind and putting things in order, directing, writing, and tactical, practical, logical. It puts things in order so that it can be manifested from that pool of the creative mind that would start with first. I do see a male here, and I think this man is high profile, and is able to get that energy going once again with more material that we have forward to look forward to coming from him. And I feel that I think is it Taika Waititi? Forgive me with the names. And here I am with my own name. I know what it's like not to get the name right, but I wasn't, expecting him to pop up. But I don't know that this is him. This could be another individual. I'm just thinking of someone comparable that I could think of, and he's had huge success here recently. Very creative mind, and I love a masterpiece. Jojo Rabbit was a real masterpiece. So I think he's done a really significant, and there's something yet that he's going to bring forth that will again kind of smash that barrier, folks. Whoever this is, I look forward to seeing it. Because they bring the light, they bring the focus, and they bring air. And the Ace of Swords is also, its element, by the way, is air. Ace of Cups, its element is water. And the Ace of Wands would be fire. Ace of Pentacles, earth. So, just a little info there. So I'm seeing, yes. And I'm seeing that they are able, we will be seeing a great deal of artistry and emotion. So I feel like we're looking at expression through especially actors, film, theater, painting, sculptures, just a variety of means. Yes, I do feel like they get a green light for more visibility coming to their community, and they have a rich and varied community. There's just so much, and it's like, let the world enjoy and value it, and let these people have the platform. Give other people air, and I see that happening. That's really exciting. I also see that they are able to convey the heartbreak of genocide and being separated and from their land and put on reservations and all of that, and boarding schools, all these things that are tough, that are difficult topics. It is a way also to bring that into societal conversation so that we can, I hope, begin to address those issues in a much more satisfying manner that is helpful. And I see dark humor, of course. I see dark humor, gallows humor, and I have that as a disabled person, and just a natural predisposition toward the macabre. I'm kind of like that. So it's kind of like making light of such heaviness, but not in a way that is disrespectful. There's also the ability to see the world through the eyes of a child, to appreciate the beauty and the innocence in what is, more so, and to appreciate more simple things, not needing all of this other ego trap filler to feel validated in the world. I feel like they have a very deep well from which we need to help them ensure as a minority that they get to express themselves. And the same with all minorities. But I just wanted to take a look at the Indigenous community first. So I do see it happening for them. I do. They get a new adventure, and they get to address the cruelty and the heartbreak that they have dealt with since their shores have been invaded. And they get to look to the this looks like they'll be then looking at the bigger picture, bringing to us the bigger picture, and being able to give it from their point of view. I find that terribly exciting, and to do with putting a long, painful time of suffering, finally beginning to put that into a hopefully past tense in the future. Getting the help that is needed for their community to thrive. That would be terribly, wonderfully exciting and hopeful. And I do believe that the arts can make things like that happen. They're powerful. Yes. Because I see that vehicle, them taking this vehicle, these platforms, and running with them, and looking at the duality of life. And it's like, hey, if you need anybody to look at your art, I'm there. Look me up. Call me. Temperance, yes. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Look, they will be able to bring the balance that's always been needed. and working with other people to manifest through the arts their unique voices. So because it's getting noisy here at home, I'm going to end this reading there. I didn't expect to do this reading today, so it's a bonus. There you go. See you in the next video.